Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Focus Vandalia. My name is Rich Hopkins. I'm the communications manager for the city. And on today's program, we're going to be introducing you to the Division of Fire's newest member of the Fire Prevention Bureau. It's somebody I think you'll get a kick out of. We're also going to check in with our Senior Citizen Center, let you know about a unique series of historical films that'll be coming to the center in January. But our first stop today is here on Ventnor Avenue. We're right outside the former site of the Encon plant. It's a company that made preformed bottles for many, many years. It's been empty for the last couple of years. But now, thanks to this rail spur and some good work from our Economic Development Department, this building may not be empty much longer. We may just be on the home stretch for a new company in town. It's a Canadian plastic extrusion firm called MSW Plastics. Assistant City Manager Greg Shackelford says the company needs to make a move quickly.
They are growing at like 500% in revenue a year, and they needed to venture into the States. And they had some existing sales that they did in North Carolina. But they looked at North Carolina, they looked at Ohio, and they, I think, are going to pull the trigger in Vandalia.
Shackelford says the former Encon building would be a good fit because it's already set up to handle the unique needs of a plastics-based business.
Basically, they make flexible panels that could replace drywall. They'll be used in farming and other types of industry.
It's a big deal because wherever this company ends up, they'll be making a sizable investment in that community.
Out of the gate, they're looking at 35 employees in 3 years and maybe 50 in 5. I think that's conservative, but it's very exciting for us. That's the highest EDGE grant that we'd ever gotten since I've been here in about a 7-year period.
To help entice the firm to Vandalia, Shackelford applied for an Economic Development Government Equity Grant through Montgomery County and got back some very exciting news.
We ended up receiving an approval for $320,000 from the EDGE Committee. The total project amount that was $11 million. We applied for $400,000 of EDGE monies, and that'll be used to help support the purchase of the building and the renovations to get them going. It was pretty expensive investment in capital for the equipment that's going to go into the facility as well. Hoping by the point that everybody would see this that they may have already closed on the property, but just from what they've told me, there's still some competition from North Carolina.
And with that search process nearing the end, another is just starting up. Shackelford says a local company that's outgrown its current building will be moving sometime in the coming year. It's a company the city would very much like to help keep right here in Vandalia.
They're looking at a few other locations in the city of Vandalia, but very important that we would try to give them a really good deal to keep them in town. Couple hundred jobs that they currently have, close to 200, and some additional growth that could come along with this. So we're really excited about that, keeping our fingers crossed. I think they're going to make the decision pretty quickly, probably sometime in the first quarter of 2018.
One last note about Shackelford. This is his last month in Vandalia, as he's accepted a post to handle economic development in Springboro. Shackelford has mixed feelings about leaving a place he's been at since 2011.
It's hard to believe it's been almost 7 years, but I get to say farewell. I've enjoyed every moment that I've been here. It's been an interesting run. You know, obviously we've done a lot of good things in Vandalia, and I hope the folks can remember that, you know, kind of where we started and where we are now. It's been a lot of great wins for us over the years, and I appreciate all the support I've gotten in the community as well as City Council and all the staff.
So with Shackelford leaving, who will take over that role? Well, the good news is it's going to be a familiar face. Current city planner Amber Holloway.
I have big shoes to fill. Greg Shackelford was an excellent assistant city manager and economic development director, brought a lot of businesses here. I have been lucky enough to work alongside him for the last almost 3 years. I'm very excited to step into that role and work on fostering economic development, bringing new businesses here, supporting some of the smaller businesses, and really finding that happy medium between economic and community development for the city.
As Holloway makes the transition, she's still working on a couple of fairly large projects, one involving a complete rewrite of Vandalia zoning codes.
We have now held one public meeting, 2 steering committee meetings, and we're planning on holding our next steering committee meeting in January, mid-January. And we're getting through the administrative procedures portion of the code, and then we'll be on to the more fun things like the zoning districts, the maps, and we look to have another public meeting sometime in February.
Holloway says the process has a way to go before it's complete, but that folks will appreciate the end result.
We're cleaning up some of our older zoning districts, some of our older uses that simply didn't make sense, cleaning up how we regulate things, trying to streamline process for business owners and homeowners alike. We're very excited and hope for a great result.
Another major project is addressing the needs of the downtown business district. Holloway is heading an effort to identify options the city could use to improve the look and feel of downtown.
We have held one big meeting with our downtown business owners where we invited everybody in to come into the community room at the Justice Center and just have some dialogue about how we can improve downtown and their business, and what the city can do to kind of enable that economic development downtown.
The first initial meeting was very well received.
We got some excellent feedback. I mean, pages of ideas on things that we can do just to make improvements and really focus on our community.
Holloway says most of the feedback received has been incorporated into a lengthy list of short-range and long-range objectives.
So we'll work on our short and long-term goals, and then we'll try to see what we can do to implement some of those shorter-term goals for now. And then next year, we're actually looking at a new comprehensive plan. And that's going to be where we actually set forth a lot of those long-term goals, and we invite the entire community in to give their feedback on those things.
And while the effort continues to give downtown Vandalia a new look, a longtime fire prevention icon in the city is also getting a new look. The Vandalia Division of Fire is unveiling a new Sparky, the fire prevention spokespooch. Code Enforcement Officer Kim Hanahan says it was time to retire the old Sparky.
Our old Sparky was vintage 1987-ish, and he was starting to show some wear and tear. And we found that Sparky is a good friend of our community, and we had the opportunity through a grant through FM Global and the Lions Seeger Fund to get our new animated lifelike Sparky, and he'll be able to help us with expressing our fire safety messages to the community.
Sparky plays an important role in that he helps youngsters to understand basic fire safety tips and rules. And the new suit with animated blinking eyes, a mouth that moves, and a voice box that allows the wearer to talk and be heard will go a long way towards getting and keeping the attention of Vandalia school kids. One other capability, an MP3 player, which allows Sparky to rap.
Which is a lot of fun for the children. So we're really looking forward to having the children be able to dance with Sparky or just kind of hang out and have some fun with the MP3 player that he has.
Look for the new Sparky to begin making appearances around town this month. This is also the month folks are invited to attend an important presentation at the Vandalia Senior Citizen Center. Here's Senior Center Coordinator Tony Williams.
On Wednesday, January 24th at 12:30, A&D Home Healthcare will be coming in, and they have a special talk about COPD. It's about 45 minutes long, not long. They're going to bring cookies and punch to kind of soften the blow of what they have to tell you about it. The public is welcome to come. Just call me at 898-1232 to let me know you're coming.
Also in January at the center, a unique 3-part film series that will feature movies with historical perspectives.
The first one's on Monday, January 8th at 1 o'clock. It's called Iron-Jawed Angels. Lots of stars are in this movie, including Angelica Houston and Hilary Swank. It's about the suffragette movement, where people were put in mental institutions because they were fighting for the vote. So a very interesting movie, very well done. The second movie is on Monday, January 22nd, also at 1 o'clock. It's called Good Night and Good Luck. It's about the story of Edward R. Murrow. Very well done. A lot of stars in that too, including George Clooney, Jeff Daniels, Robert Downey Jr. And the last one is on January 29th at 1 o'clock, The Aviator. That is Leonardo DiCaprio, And it's the first half of Howard Hughes' life when he made all those changes to film and flight and did a lot of important stuff before he started going downhill with the issues that he had.
One last note from the Senior Center, the staff is always looking for donations.
We take lots and lots and lots of things for donations. We are a spot that has the Vandalia Food Pantry Barrel, and they, besides food items, they take personal items, like deodorant and soap and shampoos and combs and things like that. We also take unused greeting cards, notepads, card making supplies, art supplies. We could use a couple pool table covers. What we've got in there is a couple sheets of plastic. And the guys would like chalk for their cue sticks, so if you're getting rid of any of that, they'll
The list of needed items is actually much longer. In fact, Williams says if you have any items in your house that you feel might be of interest to seniors, give the center a call and ask if they can take it. Chances are they will. Our last stop today is at the Vandalia Recreation Center, where the new year means a renewed interest for many in fitness. One new program being offered is a Zumba class with a twist.
The fitness that we incorporated in the class is a combination of dance, but also a fitness component of weights. And I do the weights with a dance component in there. So, and then before you know it, you don't realize that you're actually dancing with your weights.
Instructor Robert Chandler says his classes incorporate the best of both worlds, with elements designed to get you trim and others geared towards building a little muscle.
When I first started, I was around 259, and so I dropped like 49 pounds. And but I was, at that time, I looked at kind of anorexic, being 6 foot tall, and actually it was a little bit more than that, but I was under 200 pounds. So what happened, I started incorporating a fitness or strengthening into the weight program, into the fitness program, so that I can develop my body a little bit sculptured more than what it was before.
You can attend Chandler's Saturday morning classes by simply signing in at the front desk. But a word to the wise, plan to be busy for the next hour.
This coming year, we will be a full hour, so you get a full 60 minutes. Instead of the 50 minutes, you get a full hour. And normally we have somewhere in the neighborhood of about over 7,000 steps per class, and you don't even realize it.
Some parents might not realize that a unique opportunity is available for middle school kids looking to get out of the house on a Friday night.
Kids Night Out it's a Friday night from 6 to 9:45. We keep them busy the whole time. So they'll start out with swimming, then we'll do the climbing wall, games in the gym, snack, and crafts.
Recreation Supervisor Brittany Oliver says Kids Night Out is a bi-monthly event that allows kids to relax and have fun on a Friday evening. The next two are scheduled for February the 2nd and April the 7th from 6 p.m. to 9:45.
Usually we have about 30 to 40 kids, and they can just hang out with their friends on a Friday night and have fun at the rec center.
One final note from the Recreation Center, even though we're entering the heart of the cold winter months, folks at the center are preparing for spring, when the attention turns to baseball and softball.
Ring in your new year with some baseball, softball registration. We've got a great program that is offered to ages 3 all the way up to 18, boys and girls divisions. Practices begin in mid to late March. Season begins in April and we'll play through the majority of the summer. We've got a great complex out here that most of the games are held at. You may register online at VandaliaRecCenter.com. If you do so before March 1st, you can save $10. So make sure you take advantage of that discount. Or if you want to come in and stop in at the front desk of the Rec Center, they'd be more than happy to help you out too.
So if you're interested in the baseball program or the softball program, or really any of the programs offered by the Parks and Recreation Department, your best bet is to make a stop first at the website, VandaliaRecCenter.com. You can access the program guide, and you'll have access to hundreds of different programs that'll take you through the first few months of 2018. That's going to do it for this edition of Focus Vandalia. I'm Rich Hopkins. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.